In this video, I'm going to be reviewing eFootball PES 2020. This is a soccer game that you can get on your phone, PS4, Nintendo Switch, Xbox, and maybe even your computer. So I'm going to be reviewing the mobile version, which is free on the iOS and Android app stores. You can get it on the iOS App Store and Google Play. But I'm going to be using the iOS version, so let's get into it. Like I said, it's available for free on the iOS App Store. The only bad thing is that it takes up 1.7 gigabytes or so to either download it or on your phone, which is crazy. I was hoping that would mean that it's available offline, but you have to have internet, unfortunately. But it is a great game. It has its strengths and it has its weaknesses. It's made by Konami, and this is like a Japanese company. It takes a little while to load, even using new phones. But when it opens up, it should come up with Juventus midfielder Pjanic, Scott McTominay for Manchester United, or Lionel Messi, or Serge Gnabry for the 2020 version. In the bottom right corner, there's a button that you can click, and you can view contact information and facts. That you can data transfer, you can adjust the video settings, and you can clear your cache. And then to actually go into the game, you push the button under PES 2020. Ask me if I want to download latest commentary data, and I don't right now, but that's the cool thing about this game. It has commentary. So when you're playing a match, you can hear commentary, so it's supposed to sound more realistic, and that's pretty cool. Now, it's not perfect because, it's from by a computer, and you hear some of the things over. But it's cool. It adds more realism to your game, and it's exciting. So when the game opens up to the actual game part, there's a tab that has match, Clubhouse, contract, and extras. We'll start with the main things. We'll start with Clubhouse. Here you can manage your squad. You can put who's your substitutes and who's your reserves. You can swap them in and out. You can edit tactics and in-match positions and various things and that. And then you can go to My Team. This is where you can see a list of all your players you've accrued. You can see player cards. And if you have 3 duplicate cards, you can trade. You can see your managers. And the cool thing about this game versus actual FIFA is that you can hire managers if you like that idea. I have L.Roman, and that's actually not a real manager. It's supposed to be Pep Guardiola. They couldn't actually use his real name because I guess they don't have the license to do that or something. I have Ernesto Valverde, and he used to have a picture, but since he's not working for Barcelona anymore, he doesn't. I have Luis Enrique, Spanish national team manager, and I have Gareth Southgate, the England national team manager. And these are the scout list. The scout list is a list of all your scouts you've acquired by playing games and stuff. And scouts help you find players. How you get players in the game is different than other games. It's not as realistic, but if you get a scout, depending on how good the scout is, you can get a good player. You don't have to necessarily spend money to get players, but it's harder to get what you want. For instance, in FIFA, if you save and save and save, you can get Messi or Ronaldo. But in this game, you get things by random, and it's a different perspective. It's not as realistic, maybe, or as fun, but it's a different way of doing it. And here's your trainers list. You can get trainers, kind of like you can get scouts, and you can train your players to play better, kind of like the XP in FIFA Mobile. And you can view your uniforms, and you automatically get your club's uniforms FC Barcelona, the first kit and the second kit. They don't give you the third or fourth kits, sadly, but so that's all there is in that menu. And you can view your achievements, and for doing various achievements you can get coins, and you can practice. You can do the tutorial over and do free training. But how the coins work, it's kind of frustrating. Typical free game though. You have two kinds of coins. One is the one you get more often and it takes more of them to buy things, and that's the blue coin. So, put in perspective, 25,000 blue coins, you can get 3 players or so, random players, but you might need 250 yellow coins to get 3 various players, or 300 or so, and I don't like that they have these 2 separate coins, but that's how they make money, because they want you to buy the yellow coins that are more rare and then are used to get more special players. So let's go over to contract, and I'll explain more about how you get players. And here you can see 4 different buttons: agent, scout, auction, and manager. Manager, of course, is how you get a manager, and there's a random list of managers based on how far you are in the game, or progressing, I think. And they have different preferred formations. You can see 4-3-3, 4-2-2-2, 4-3-2-1, and you can see the price of them. You can see price in gold coins. Never buy a manager in gold coins. It's ridiculous. Never, because you can get blue coins so much easier. You can see the skill. The higher the skill, the better. Obviously, the higher the number, that means the more skill you have. The higher skill you have, you can have the ability to have Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, and a bunch of high-profile players in your team. But if, say, you just have someone like this random guy, he's not going to be able to monitor all these players as well as, say, the one at the top of the list. This is supposed to be Jurgen Klopp, but they don't have the license for Liverpool, so they can't use his name. It's frustrating. That's the frustrating thing about these games, is licenses. You have to have licenses to use their team names and player names and coach names, so they don't have the money or capability to do all of them. So there's some teams that you've never heard of because they have a different name representing, say, Real Madrid. Real Madrid's name in the game is Madrid Charmatin B or something weird, and it's supposed to be Real Madrid, but it's unfortunate, but you can't sign every team, obviously. But how you sign players is you have agents and scouts. Agents mean you're more likely to get better players. And here's a box draw. You can pay 25,000 coins or 250 coins. And there's all these different players, about 300. There's about 30 really good players, and then gold players, and then even silver players. The ball beside their rating means how good they are, what type of quality they are. So Messi, Aubameyang, Pogba, etc. are black ball players. That means they're pretty good, and that's the quality they are. And the rating for Messi is 94, and obviously the higher the rating, the better. And you can have black ball players from 85 plus, but 80 to 84 is gold ball, and there's silver ones, which is 79 to something, and then there's bronze, and then there's white balls. And don't be scared if you get a gold ball or silver or something, because just because they're not a black ball player doesn't mean they're not any good. Quite often it means they're just not quite at the level these guys are. And, for example, Messi, you can train him up to level 19 because he doesn't really have anything more to train to. He's already he's already practically the best player in the world. He can train to get better, but he's not going to get a whole lot better, for instance. But you can go down to, say, Julian Brandt, how do you say his name? He can train to level 35 because he's still young, and he can train higher because he's not reached his full potential. So don't be scared if you get a gold ball, because you can just train them up all the way and they still be good. And you'll get 3 random players in this. And the chances of getting a black ball are less than getting a silver ball, of course, because there's less of them, so it's chance. And the chance of you getting Messi is super low. But you may. So that's how agents work. But they also have special agents, which they run for every few days, or refresh every few days or so. They have clubs like Bayern Munich or Bayer Leverkusen, and you can get guaranteed a really good player for 100 gold coins. I recently just got Kimmich. Like I said, it's based on chance, so you don't know exactly who you're going to get, but with special agents, you have a better chance. But there's also regular agents, and here you can get forwards, midfielders, defenders, goalkeepers, and the Japan League, because Konami is from Japan and they want to advertise their home country stuff. But if you go to the forwards, see, you have the possibility of getting Ronaldo, Neymar, Messi, Hazard, all of the players that are forwards. But you also have a less chance of getting a black ball, because there's more gold and more silver now. So you get players based on chance. Kind of unfortunate, but that's how it is. Scout is like a worse version of agents. You get them for free quite often, and you can get them to have specific traits, like they'll only find players that are over 6 feet, or they're only goalkeepers, or they're only from La Liga or something. But you're not going to get a black ball player, hardly ever. Sometimes a golden ball player, but not likely. It'll probably be silver, bronze, or white ball. One time I got 10 of them, and I did 10 in a row. They had the chance of being gold. They were all silver, bronze, or white ball, and that was just to put it in perspective. So that's the basics on how to get players. Here's extras. You can change your settings, game help, user information support. And here's match, and I'm going to do that in just a moment, but first I'm going to go to the top bar, and there's a people looking icon. The cool thing about this game is players have their condition based on their real life performances and injuries. They change. So for instance, a player is rated C. That means they're normal, basically, and they're most likely going to be okay condition. They may be worse, they may be better. But if you get a D, that means they're probably not going to be so good. If you get an E, they're hardly ever going to be good. And their conditions change based on the real-life performances, about a week to week or so. So, for instance, if Cristiano Ronaldo gets an injury, he'll probably get an E rated or D rated, and he won't perform as well in your matches. So that's a cool feature, but during this coronavirus pandemic, everybody is C right now, except there's some that are B because they're more special players. And then there's a gift icon, and that's where you receive your gifts. There's a message icon. That's where you see all the news, and you can do various promotions, and there's announcements up there. And then in the top right corner, there's where you can purchase things in the shop, squads from a few teams, coins, and I don't do any of that. I'm a free-to-play player. I think it's more of a challenge that way, and partly I just don't want to spend my money, I guess. I've considered it, but nah, it's not as fun. But let's go to a match, and let's see these different types of matches, and let's play one and see how it works. So, eFootball. This is where you play someone that's online. You play against another real person. There's standard, where you just play against a real person for no reward, just for fun, kind of like a friendly. There's events they run from time to time, and they have a challenge, like score 1 goal. You don't have to even win, you can just score a goal. And you get 25,000 blue coins. Score 3 goals, 25,000 blue coins in the next challenge. And then the next challenge after that, score 5 and you get 25,000 blue coins. And you have 3 matches to do those each. Then there's a feature called Match Day, and this one's a newer feature. You can pick a different match day, and sometimes you can use a squad that's not yours, that you don't own, and use their players. Like right here, you can play with Messi, Griezmann, Braithwaite, Frenkie de Jong, and others. Even if you don't own them, you can still play with them and try to play other players and win. And it uses a point system. So for instance, the more you join a team, like I joined Barcelona, and there's going to be a bunch of people who've joined Barcelona. And the more our team wins, the Barcelona teams wins against Nantes, the more points we get. And in the end, once the event is over, the teams pick someone to represent their side. For instance, Barcelona, all the Barcelona teams that are playing will pick the best player they think that can win, and then they'll play against the best player they think can win from Nantes. And whoever wins gets a reward, and the teammates and the members from the different teams representing Barcelona will get a reward. And say, for instance, see if the Barcelona side is winning. They have more points right now in the group stage or group matches, so we get a 1-goal advantage. When this is all done, it will go to a final, and like I said, Barcelona and Nantes will pick a team to represent the side, which is run by a real person. And if they win, we get a reward. And they'll have a 1-goal advantage if, say, Barcelona go into it. The winners, they'll have a 1-goal advantage and they'll play. But if Nantes gets 2 goals, then Barcelona side loses. It's kind of confusing, but like I said, a bunch of people, they want to join Barcelona side. They get to use Barcelona players. They play, they get points based on if they win, lose, or draw. And once the group matches are over, then it goes to the final, and all the people from the Barcelona side pick someone to represent their team, and FC Nantes picks a representative to represent them. And whoever wins that wins more coins and stuff, but everybody gets coins in the end. So I'm going to be playing an event match where you play against a real person, and you need to score 1 goal or more to get to 25,000 coins. So I switched my squad to this squad. I have a squad for playing campaign matches, for playing campaign sim matches, for playing event matches. And the reason for that is, for instance, the event match guy I'm using, El Roman, which is Pep Guardiola. Each time you use him to play a match, you take a game off of his contract. So once he's gone to his contract, met his contract, you can re-sign them again for free if he's met all the requirements. But if he's not, then you have to pay coins. And to tell if he's met requirements or not, for instance, if I lose a bunch of games, then he's not going to meet the requirements. And so I'll have to pay money to sign him again once his contract is over. But if he meets all the requirements, for instance, in real life you might consider it the clauses, then you can sign him again for free, extend his contract. And that's the same with a similar thing with players. Every time you play them, you use up a game in their contract. Instead of having years on their contract, it's just games, because games are different than real life. But for instance, PK has 1 game left on his contract, and once that's up, I have to pay a little money to sign him again. And this is my lineup and squad. My team spirit is 99, which is the highest you can get, and that's good because players want to be they work together better, they play better. There's team strength, which is 4,326, which is really good. the higher the better. The cost, that's how much your manager can handle of, and that is 832 out of 920. So I have a really good manager, and he can handle a lot of high-profile players in one team. And this lineup looks like 4-3-3, but they call it 4-1-2-3, I guess because there's two attacking midfielders instead of two central midfielders. And like I said, that's my lineup. This is my substitutes. This is my reserves. Reserves you can't use in the game. They're not available because, like, when a team goes to a game, they don't take every single player they own with them. Here's a team menu, and that's where you can switch squad, pick your uniform, or do stuff with your uniforms. You can auto set, you can switch tactics, you can set in-match positions, edit player numbers, and there's various settings you can do there. Here's the manager. He has 120% familiarity, whatever that's supposed to mean. So he's really familiar with the team. You can see his information. You can change the manager, contract renewal, use item, etc. And there's a button at the bottom that shows a people icon. If you tap that, you can see what teams they're from. This is their rating. They're all C, like I explained before. And that's their normal appearance. So let's look for a match. And the computer is supposed to find one near your rating. It quite often doesn't. Quite often I've gone against players under me or above me, sometimes near to me. And I use the advanced controls for this game. You have more control with them, and that's what I just picked from the start. Okay, so we have 30 seconds to change my squad before the game. The red means they're not really good. Brown means they're not very good at all. I mean, they're a little better, but not good. Bright green is really good. And don't just pick players based on their ratings, but on their number ratings like that as well. But if you pick a bright green player, they're going to play better than someone who is red like Sterling was. So I picked Coutinho, who was green, bright green, and he'll be playing better than Sterling was, even though Sterling had 97 and Coutinho was
glorious weather here as we welcome you to
as you can hear
a football match
commentary
of considerable significance, great consequence in this
while
part
we
of the
play the
world.
match,
We've been talking about this one for a while, and
waiting
they have
for the other team to
rolled up
kick
to
off.
it in
And here we go.
fantastic numbers. You should have seen the roads outside the ground.
There's various controls with advanced. You can do so many different things. Swipe with your right finger on the right side to pass.
And these supporters who were queuing around the block for their tickets as soon as we knew
Sometimes it feels
the
like
date of the fixture. Well,
there's a delay, probably because I'm playing
and
online.
It will any second now. Well, it's Fekir!
Goal!
Listen, the big
Wow,
names
that was
earn
an
their
epic game.
reputations for
You can tell the players to do their
they have a habit of making the presence
celebration.
felt. And here we are, early stages. He struck one, and he looks hungry for more. Well, that has certainly
So
made
that was
things
epic.
interesting.
If you tap and hold on the right side, that's how you do
All Black catches it safely.
sprinting, tackling, like to chase someone.
And it's played forward. Ginter. And it's Messi. Barcelona scored early, of course, and the score is 1-0. And no, that is pretty much the end of that. Ginter. Forward it goes. Now it's Philippe Coutinho. Messi. It's a loose ball. Now it's Kane. Tagliafico. Bruno Fernandes. Cut out in the nick of time. De Ligt. plays it forward. Lewandowski.
You'll want to review the controls for yourself because they're complex to
Bruno
tell them all.
Fernandes. Just coming up to the 30-minute mark. Barcelona are seeing a lot of the ball and have a 1-0 lead to show for it. It's come loose. He could be in here. Messi.
You shoot by double
Cristiano
tapping and
Ronaldo.
holding. The longer you hold, the harder the ball is going to be.
Ginter. Ginter goes looking. Ronaldo is onto it and can take it up. Loses his balance and loses the ball. Fekir has made his mark on this game. Barcelona get it back again. And it's Messi. Kane. Messi. And Messi! It's come back out!
Oh, that was so close to getting a goal. Now it's halftime. It's 0-1. It's not always super easy to get goals. It's based on how the other team is playing. But I'm just going to go ahead and go into the second half.
Barcelona come off having scored the only goal of the
You
game
can
so
do through
far.
passes,
It's been
passes,
tight,
overhead
it's been
passes,
exciting.
overhead through passes, and a bunch of different
Plenty
controls.
for us to chew on during the break.
But I'm not going to try and explain them all.
Promptly into the second 45 minutes. Barcelona carrying.
Looks like they have
1-goal lead.
Ronaldinho, which that's cool. They just did offside.
Presumably for offside.
Ronaldinho is a legend, and he's really good, but he's actually in jail right now, so that's not so cool.
Longley.
Looks like they have
Now it's
some
Cristiano
good players
Ronaldo.
on their team. But that's not everything. Sometimes I've lost to
Hoists it
people with
forward.
not as good players as me, and I beat people with better
Good
players.
pressing forced the error to put an end to it before things could get even
I wouldn't
more
recommend
threatening.
doing tackles in a match like this
Ginter.
because there's a delay,
Fekir.
and you might get a yellow card, which I have done before because of the delay.
In with the challenge. Ronaldo
I'm talking about
to run
sliding
onto it.
tackles, of course. Standing
Nelson
tackles
Semedo.
are better
Barcelona are still
because
that goal to
you're
the
not
good.
likely to get a card or something, but you do
Bruno
a fast slide
Fernandes.
tackle.
Kane. And it's Philippe Coutinho.
Offside. That's
The
frustrating.
referee has his flag raised for offside.
You can pause the game, like right now, if the gameplay is stopped, and you can edit your squad for a certain amount of time. But if the game is going, you cannot pause it, because that would be annoying to the other team. I'm actually substituting in Sergio Ramos right now, and I'm gonna do, I think, Christian Eriksen in for Nabil Fekir. They have endurance for so long, and then they get tired, and you'll want to substitute players in. I'm substituting brown player in, even though he's brown, because my yellow Nabil Fekir is getting tired, so I'm putting him in. I'm also going to put in Samuel Umtiti for Tagliafico, because Tagliafico is getting tired. So you have 3 substitutions you can do, and I've done attacking midfielder and 2 defenders. I recommend doing 2
Barcelona
or more
can make their change
attackers
now with,
when
a
you're
break in
behind,
play.
like you've conceded goals, because you don't
Messi.
have much to lose at that point.
Maradona.
But if you're in the lead,
He's there to receive it.
you might want to put in some defenders plus some new attack or midfield.
Ginter plays it out to the
Sometimes
flank.
I do both. He just stole the ball. That's frustrating. He's trying to do a through pass. No. Goal! Ah, he got a goal. Nice.
They are right back in business.
And as you see, it's Lewandowski. And the through passes are quite helpful sometimes. That means they don't pass directly to the player, they pass ahead. And the game shows replay and of course the celebration and stuff. But I'm gonna try.
Yeah, for me, both sides are strong.
I'm gonna try to get a goal.
You need to be a good player to be out there right now.
And here's Messi. And Kite drives it forward. Played out to the right.
On the left side of the screen,
Titi goes looking. Kane.
that's how you control the player, like with the arrow.
So is the commitment. This game,
Or if you just tap on the right, it kind of does an auto control plus sprint.
Ginter.
As you can see, the other team has quite a
And it's Messi.
pause, but it won't pause until
Now
the
it's
game
Kane.
stops
Bruno Fernandes.
play, for instance. Oh,
Continued
like right here.
flag offside.
I just did offside, and that's frustrating.
Barcelona showing a good level of intensity
Offsides are
at
one
this
of my
stage. They're
least favorite
calling on
rules when
all
it
their
comes to my
resources
team,
now.
but I'm happy when the other side does them. But that's crazy, but... See, he's played the pause. And I can't substitute any more players now, but I'm going to take a look at his side. Looks like he has Dybala, Lewandowski, Ronaldo, Messi, Ronaldinho, Ramos, Van Dijk. He has a lot of good players. I wish I could substitute some more players in because
So here
I'm
comes the
getting tired, but
substitution.
oh well.
Messi. Bruno Fernandes gets his foot in there.
Look, this can still go either way.
PK is a good
flowing
defender
one way,
because
but there's still time for some
he can
effort.
do great headers.
De Ligt does well there. Alert.
This might end up being
Toni
a
Kroos.
draw after all.
It's Lewandowski.
Whoa, good save. Don't go out, don't go out.
The defence can get it clear.
At least it wasn't a corner, because corners can be deadly. I've gotten goals from him, and another team has, but they're not easy to get goals from, necessarily.
Foot in.
Another throw in. And you can see there's 0 minutes of added time, but we're at 91 seconds. So the game's about over.
And he's cut it out.
And a double tap on the right to clear it. And as you see, the game's over. 1-1 draw. He played well. And that was a cool goal named featured in. You can see the stats and rankings and players and various other things.
Jim, how do you reflect on what we've seen?
My rating went down a little bit because I tied to someone whose rating was lower than me, so that's the only reason why it went down. See, here's a player I have to renew the contract with, and you have to pay a certain amount of coins. And so that's how a match works. And I passed the goal, and I got 25,000 coins, and I'm gonna sign a player so you can see how that works. Claim my 25,000 coins. I don't know why it doesn't claim it all automatically. I don't know why I have to do it manually. That's kind of dumb, but I can do a box draw. I have the chance of getting Messi and all these good players, or I can get gold or silver. I'm gonna pay 25,000 coins, and you have the chance of getting, well, you can get 3 players, and you have the chance of getting a good one. Oh boy. I got a gold one. Cool animation they have. It's goalkeeper. So I got gold and 2 silver, which could be worse. I've gotten 3 silver before. So that's how you sign a player. If you don't want those players because they're not as good as the ones I have, you can turn them into trainers and train your other players with them, which I'm going to do. Or if you wanted, you could release them and get a little money back, but you're not going to recruit what you paid to get them, so I wouldn't do that most of the time. Where's that other silver player I got? There he is. And convert them into trainers. I'm going to train someone now. A goalkeeper. Since I got a goalkeeper. Going to train Nur. His rating didn't go up, but he got a little better. I got an RMF, so I'm going to train an RMF. And then I got a center back, so I'll trade a center back. Train a center back next. Gonna train PK. Wherever he is. And I just trained him a little bit. So, that's the basics of PES for you. I hope this was a good in-depth review. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please leave a like and a comment. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. And like I said, this game is realistic in some ways and not in others, but it's a fun game and doesn't take the place of FIFA, and neither does FIFA take the place of PES. So I actually play both sometimes, and they're fun. I like how you can substitute players. You have really good graphics and commentary, and I like some of the features of this game. I wish it was a little more realistic, but it's a great free game. I recommend it. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.